Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. Kindly click the subscribe icon to get notified whenever I release new videos. Also, don't forget to drop your feedback in the comment section. Thank you. Emmanuel stepped into Glory Assembly Church with a confident stride and a warm smile. He carried an air of genuine devotion that quickly caught the attention of Pastor Joshua and his wife, Mary. With his charm and eloquence, he introduced himself as a fervent believer seeking a new spiritual home. The congregation welcomed him with open arms, impressed by his charisma and apparent piety. In no time, Emmanuel became actively involved in the church's activities. He volunteered for every task, led fervent prayers, and often shared profound insights during Bible study sessions. His dedication seemed unwavering, and his influence grew steadily. He became a beloved figure, particularly among the young ladies of the church, who admired his devotion and kindness. He won the trust of Joy, a young woman struggling with her faith, and manipulated her vulnerability. Behind closed doors, Emmanuel conducted dark rituals to steal the destinies of church members. He targeted Pastor Joshua's family, ingratiating himself with the pastor and exploiting Mary's vulnerability. Emmanuel reveled in the chaos he caused, succeeding in his mission to disrupt the church. The church community, unaware of the darkness lurking in their midst, continued to embrace Emmanuel. He led more prayer sessions, organized events, and offered counsel to those in need. His facade of spirituality never wavered, and his influence spread like a contagion. The more he embedded himself into the fabric of Glory Assembly Church, the more control he gained over lives of its members. Yet, beneath his outward charm, Emmanuel harbored a sinister purpose. He knew his time at Glory Assembly was temporary, a mission assigned to him by the kingdom of darkness. His goal was clear: to steal destinies, destroy families, and leave a trail of devastation in his wake. As he continued his deceitful acts, he eagerly awaited the moment when he could unleash the full extent of his malevolence, confident that no one could see through his carefully constructed facade. And so, Emmanuel's deception deepened, setting the stage for the chaos that was yet to unfold, with the church community unwittingly caught in his malevolent grasp. Emmanuel gained significant influence through his charm and charisma. He led powerful prayers, organized events, and offered counsel that many found enlightening. His trust in the congregation grew, especially from young ladies who saw him as a spiritual guide and confidant. Joy, who had grown close to Emmanuel, found herself increasingly dependent on his guidance, but he had ulterior motives. Emmanuel subtly manipulated her emotions, creating a bond that allowed him to exert control over her life. Emmanuel targeted Pastor Joshua's family with precision, deepening his relationship with Joshua as he offered insightful advice on church matters. This trust only made Emmanuel's deception easier to carry out. Mary, the pastor's wife, found herself drawn to Emmanuel in ways she couldn't fully understand, and their conversations grew more intimate. Emmanuel's manipulation became more profound, planting seed of doubt about her marriage and suggesting that she deserved more than what she had. As Emmanuel's relationship with Mary grew more inappropriate, he reveled in the chaos he was causing, knowing that his influence over the pastor's wife would destabilize the entire church community if discovered. However, no one suspected Emmanuel, and his outward behavior remained impeccable. The church members, blinded by his charm and apparent devotion, couldn't see the true source of their troubles. Emmanuel's mission from the kingdom of darkness continued smoothly, and he relinquished the control he wielded. As Emmanuel's power within Glory Assembly Church reached new heights, his manipulation of Mary became more pronounced. The affair added another layer of deceit, and he knew that exposing their relationship would cause an unimaginable scandal. However, Emmanuel thrived on the chaos, confident in his ability to maintain his dual life. In Glory Assembly Church, Ruth, a spiritually gifted woman, becomes increasingly uneasy around Emmanuel, a man who seems to be a servant of darkness. She observes Emmanuel performing a dark ritual and realizes that he is not just a fraud, but a servant of darkness working to destroy their community. Ruth confides in Elder David, a wise and trusted member of the church, who agrees to help her gather more evidence before confronting Emmanuel. Emmanuel's manipulation of Mary escalates when she is convinced to meet him in secret, promising solace and understanding. Mary sneaks out of her home, leaving behind a note for Pastor Joshua, who speaks of her confusion and distress. Emmanuel waits for her in the shadows, his eyes gleaming with triumph. Ruth and Elder David discover more signs of Emmanuel's dark influence, including a journal hidden in his room filled with sinister plans and details of his rituals. The congregation is shocked and outraged, and Emmanuel's marks of calm begins to crack. Mary feels horror as the truth about Emmanuel and her betrayal becomes clear. Pastor Joshua steps forward to support Ruth and Elder David, directing them to leave the sanctuary. As Emmanuel is escorted out, Ruth sees the true malice behind his facade. The danger is far from over, but the first step towards exposing the darkness within their sanctuary has been taken. Ruth feels a renewed strength in her faith and the support of her community, ready to face whatever comes next. The Glory Assembly Church faced turmoil after Emmanuel's revelation, leading to the congregation grappling with the consequences of their actions. Mary, racked with guilt and shame for her involvement with Emmanuel, sought solace in prayer and sought forgiveness and guidance. Pastor Joshua, hurt and confused, committed himself to the hard work of forgiveness and reconciliation. Ruth, who had exposed Emmanuel, became a pillar of strength for the church community, organizing support groups and prayer meetings to help members share feelings and begin the healing process. Elder David worked closely with Pastor Joshua to rebuild the church's trust and unity, implementing new measures to prevent malicious intent and encouraging open communication and transparency. Young ladies who had been manipulated by Emmanuel received counseling and support, with joy receiving support from Ruth to rebuild her faith and self-esteem. Mary, desperate to atone for her actions, threw herself into volunteer work and church activities, attending marriage counseling to address the underlying issues that had made their relationship vulnerable to Emmanuel's manipulations. the church community emerged stronger, learning valuable lessons about vigilance, faith, and the importance of genuine connections. They leaned on each other for support, creating a tighter knit and more discerning congregation. Ruth's role in the church grew as she was seen as a beacon of faith and resilience, a reminder of the power of truth and the strength of the community. Pastor Joshua, having learned from the experience, led the church with renewed humility and dedication, working hard to ensure that the lessons learned from Emmanuel's deception would not be forgotten. Under his leadership, the church began to flourish once more, with a renewed sense of purpose and unity. Mary and Pastor Joshua's marriage showed signs of healing as their commitment to each other and their faith provided a foundation for continued growth and reconciliation. The church community, now more vigilant and united, moved forward with a deeper understanding of the power of faith and the importance of genuine relationships. Following Emmanuel's expulsion, Glory Assembly Church began to heal, relying on their faith and bonds forged during the crisis. Pastor Joshua, Ruth, and Elder David worked tirelessly to restore trust and normalcy within the community. Ruth's unwavering faith and courage inspired others to examine their spiritual journeys with greater honesty and vigilance. She led Bible studies and prayer groups, emphasizing the importance of discernment and unity. Pastor Joshua's sermon took on a new depth, using the audio as a lesson in resilience and faith. His humility and sincerity resonated with the congregation, helping to rebuild trust that had been shattered. Mary's journey toward redemption and forgiveness was slow but steady as she and Joshua continued counseling, mending rifts in their marriage. Mary found solace in her renewed faith and her husband's willingness to work through their problems together. The young women who had been manipulated by Emmanuel, including Joy, began to find their footing again. With Ruth's guidance and the church's support, they regained their confidence and faith. Joy, once shy and unsure, blossomed into a confident young woman, her faith stronger than ever. The church implemented new measures to prevent future deceptions, such as background checks, references, and more rigorous vetting processes for anyone seeking a position of influence within the church. These measures reassured the congregation that their safety and spiritual well-being were a priority. As time passed, the church community grew stronger, learning the importance of vigilance and unity. Ruth's role in the church continued to expand, becoming a key leader and guiding the congregation through both good times and challenges. Pastor Joshua felt a profound sense of gratitude for his congregation, seeing them as a community that had faced darkness and emerged victorious through unwavering trust in God and one another.